That's right. I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote off. My God, a real nigga, cause he want no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the pop ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls to you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2 times. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. We told it in the ambulance, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope failed. Java, come on, man. Dark stairs get broke down. Brand new Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his child into a ghost town. Poker stop there, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heavy to a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no change. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems for it. I really seen problems under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. For my design, I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's some dirty to handle. Look, I move like a silly, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Leave if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Hate me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby kid. If I drop quiet storm, I've been gone never since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah, Shalom Israel. This is Priest and Officer Shah of the ISUPK under Command in General Your Honor. Alright, this is the ISUPK. This is the ISUPK script breakdown class tonight, right? So again, these are the people make up the Israelite School and Universal Practical Knowledge. We have the Hispanics, we have the Native Indians on the reservoirs of America, and also Black people considered as Negroes, right? But which is Israelite. That is the bywords you get from the other Europeans and them, right, due to slavery and thing, right? So these are the people who make up the nation of Israel, right? So again, you know, today in Trinidad is elections and thing, right? So again, every 5 years, election come about in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And again, even where other brothers reside in Jamaica, St. Lucia, and all these other countries, right, Caribbean countries, right? And is when you go and check it up now, is it not adding up. It's just an illusion, right? That you know the wait 5 years, that's the money people are drain in front of your house, right? They pave a road, they pave the road again, and they don't want the road going and pave again. But nevertheless, all the important things where Black people really need help in and thing, right? They pay a blind eye to it and all too, right? So again, elections have nothing to do with Black people and thing. All these things just come from slavery, right? And the best put it above us, right? And really what is this illusion? Is they're seeing something and it's something else, something, right? So you know, over all years, different prime ministers, and still seeing from the first prime minister Eric Williams, right? Then we had Chambers and things to coming down the line, and it's still in working out for Black people and all right. And then after you see now other nations come, all right, come to Trinidad after and they're prospering and thing, right, and really and truly just underneath all these other nations and thing, right. And again, it's time we obey the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, because elections have nothing to do with Black people and thing, right. Whether it be the party, whether it looking to be the party being Black, right, or again for the other nations and all too, right. So you're going to watch these big parties like UNC, PNM, NAR, all these things again. Black people still have to do what they have to do when the day comes. And the outcome not going to be different for over all the years and thing, right? So prime minister from back then to even now, and thing, right? So again, we just have to obey the Mosai and really listen to the scriptures the Mosai saying and don't take it for granted and all too, because again, we eyes longing for. I know what the Mosai longing for, and thing, right? They have to obey the Mosai laws, shouting the commandments, and thing, right? And even with these and even with this and all too, the scriptures letting you know that hey, yeah, let you obey the scriptures what the Mosai set up, right? So we'll just go in the scriptures just to show again that the people them we are running here that not supposed to be taking place right now, right? Right. So we'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15, right?
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in when anywise set him king over thee, whom the Most High thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
So again, now this is the scripture saying, right? So anytime we have to set somebody over we to rule, right? This is what happening here, right? This is the Mosai doing, right? So when you go and look back like King Saul, right? And King David, right? This is who the Mosai choose to rule over the nation of Israel. This is not we choosing, and then, right? So there's one part we have to understand. This is one part, right? So whenever the person who have to rule over we, it's always been the Mosai choosing. So today election is something totally of that could never be of the nation of Israel. It can never be something of the Mosai, and then, right? So no matter you go pray to you go get up and pray and answer say boy let PNM win, let UNC win, right? That's not going to work with the Mosai. Because again, when you go in the scriptures here, the Mosai is saying that he do the choosing for the nation of Israel. And then right, so we put in a East Indian, we put in a East Indian there, we put in a brother there, we put in a Chinese there, we put in a Caucasian man there, we put in an African man there. And we choosing that don't offer already because the Mosai is the one that's choose for the person to rule over the nation of Israel, right? And that's something that don't offer already, right? That we choosing somebody to be over, right? And then after now, when you go to the next part of it now, right? This is what we're gonna be now here now, right? So when you go to the next part, it says that thou shalt set him king over thee. Thou mayest set a stranger over thee, which is not of thy brother. And then, right? So when you watch right now these political parties and thing, right? The two major ones and thing we have Kamala at East Indian, right? And we have Stuart Young, right? Which is a Chinese, right? So even with that and all to it off and all to again. So election all over it wrong in the eyes of the Mosai. And even with Rowley, you go say Rowley's a brother and he ruling and all too. Rowley and all off in the eyes of the Mosai, because the Mosai again, he always say he go choose somebody to rule over the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again, right? So you have to listen to the scriptures and wherever I feeling for, don't feel for I feeling for. Because even with all the laws and all too, the dietary law, some of we like duck and thing, right? We like tattoo, like bone and all these things again, right? And this is the most I say, hey, you don't eat where you want and thing. I go tell you what to eat and all too. The woman we going around. We can do what we want and all too with the woman we going around and all too, right? And even when you had a woman and all too, is this and all too. So we can't choose what we want. The most I choosing for we and thing, right? They like, hey, yeah, the 12 tribes of Israel, yeah, your Hispanics and them, right? Yeah, your Native Indians and them, and yeah, your black sisters and them, right? These are the people the Mosai set up for to choose and all too, right? And even when you get a woman and all too, it have laws with that woman and all, when you hash and all too, you can't beat she and all, right? You can't you know, do what you want and also again, right? You get you use the head, right? That woman and thing, right? You know that a woman doing what she want and all too. So you in control of that woman and all to the same way and things. So even with everything we do in the Mosai, instructions to follow. The holidays and them and thing, right? We're not supposed to be taking part in Christmas, Easter, and thing, right? Halloween, Valentine's Day, and thing too. So again, we not to do what we want and we just have to obey the Most High laws. And this is one of the things again, every 5 years, we looking for outcome and thing, right? But we want the Most High outcome is that hey, when we listen to the Most High, but we rather listen to Kamala, we rather listen to Rowley, and after now Stuart Young and thing, right? And whoever in the past again, N.A.R. Robinson and things, still the outcome still the same way and thing, right? And this really have to obey the scriptures and thing, right? So that is showing how far off is other people and thing that, we choosing what we want and thing, right? And we're not close to the Most High. Because if we are close to the Most High, we don't know, hey, that the Most High anointed and thing, right? King Saul, King David and thing, that would have been the Most High anointed, right? And it really off the day and thing, right? Because nothing in the spirit of the Most High. And voting, again, that off and all too. And all to that, nothing in the spirit of the Most High that we, had to take time off again. Then after all the rules tell you don't wear red and thing, right? When never nothing, no scriptures that the Most High tell we not to wear no red jersey on this or garments on this day, or don't wear yellow on this day, don't wear white on this day, don't wear black on this day and thing, right? We never had to go through that and thing, right? So that is showing you again, we well off and all too again. So any other day you could think, but today you can't wear that and all too, right? So again, all these laws and things don't make no sense of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All these things just profit to the other nations and them, right? So when you go and watch the figures of these two political leaders today, and again, you're gonna see again that this is not these are not we people and all too. So you just go watch on the both side and see what really going to profit, going to come out of these things. Not really for the blacks, but again, it will always be for them people, as always been, right? So we go on the both sides. So we have Stuart Young, which we go start on Stuart Young side here, and then after we'll go to Kamala, right? So let me go to Judith chapter 5 and verse 20, right?
Jude chapter 5 and verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against the Most High, let us consider that this shall be their rule, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right, so hold on, right? So when you go in this, say Jude 5 and verse 20, right? So now, they are gathering between some people here right now, and these are the Ammon and Moab and thing, right? So again, these are more or less how we like to class them. We like to class them Chinese, Japanese, and thing, right? So some people might know the difference and thing, right? But they really started know. As long as them looking the same way and thing, like not be brothers and thing, right? So who don't know the difference and thing, just as again, there's either Chinese, Japanese and thing, right? So again, Moab would be the so-called Chinese man today, right? And the Amorite would be the Japanese and thing, right? There is now these two people now having a gathering now to study, hey, how we going to attack the nation of Israel, right? And this is where Stuart Young coming from, right? So again, he coming from Moab and thing, right? So this is a gathering now. They're coming together and studying, hey, how we gonna respond to the nation of Israel? And they're studying now, hey, if to attack them or not to attack them, right? And now they're studying like, because what happened with the nation of Israel is like, the talk went wrong. The talk went wrong that what happened to under Pharaoh, right? The Egyptians and them, right? So again that as long as we serve in the Most High and thing, they'll have the protection of the Most High, right? If we not serving the Most High, again, this is what now what happened to we and thing, right? To understand that hey, you didn't think so we are under the hands of the Pharaoh's torturing we enslaving us and thing, right? And the Most High step in, right? And he killed all the firstborn all the Egyptians and them, right? To free his people. So again, they always know that the children of Israel always have the Mosai back, right? And the Mosai have the children back as long as we keep in that statutes and commandments and thing, right? Law, statutes and commandments and thing, right? And this is now they're considering now, hey, I wonder if we could attack these people and them, right? And they are profit for them. So these is not just about these two men that's having a gathering, these governors and them having a gathering. And thing I'm thinking is just for them. The study now if they attack them, for them now nation to prosper under the nation of Israel. So when sometimes you watching you're watching Stuart Young, if Stuart Young win the election. Now if now we go and study for the people at the other nations and them, right? But ask Stuart Young this now. Hey, you love black people in front of Chinese? Ask him that question now. Hey, ask Stuart Young, you love East Indians in front of Chinese, and I bet you the answer will be no. He ain't gonna say that he love black people in front of his nation. He's going to be for his nation and thing, right? And when we go in this thing, like the outcome is gonna be like, hey, the image go put that, hey, what I for you and thing, right? But just remember these Chinese in the country for a very long time and thing, right? And how you reach here talking influent English and thing, right? Like just like hey, that's how we go talk and thing, right? He might not have that like that dialogue how a black man go talk and bounce and that spirit and thing, right? That aura and thing, but he ride it and thing, right? Not like the other Chinese more here and thing, right? So that's showing you again. He here a long while, like he don't have that accent. He had the accent like how a trader young talk and thing. So that's telling you that hey, he come from his parents and I'm here for a very long time and he profited over that time his parents is here and thing, right? So when you go and watch this now again, we have to pay attention to all these and things and really pay attention to the scriptures, right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord not pass by. Lest their Lord defended and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. So when you go and watch this now again, right? So now, hey, if nothing going wrong with these people and them, hey, leave them alone. And then, right? That nothing going on with them, leave them alone. But now they can say, hey, if things going away, meaning like, hey, if they sin against the Most High, they could attack them. And then, right? And get profit out there. Because again, no defense and thing, right? And this is this again showing you again that the Most High not dealing with these other nations and because these now is two other nations here, and they're conspiring and think that hey, if they're really serving the Most High and thing, right? We can't touch them and thing, right? So now, really and truly now, when we see this happening here and thing, we should be really coming together and serve the Most High and thing. Right now, we're seeing that hey, Stuart Young going to look to be either Prime Minister or even Kamala, right? When I be Prime Minister, somebody maybe in a few hours or the next day they'll go tell you and thing, right? And the outcome right is going to be ready to serve their people and thing, right? And when you go and go back, maybe just go back to verse 19, right? No, verse 20. Go back to verse 20.
Of Judah chapter 5, verse 20. Oh, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their rule, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And let us go up and we shall overcome them. And when you go and watch, like we as young person coming up and thing, right? We might see one or two Chinese and them right in the country and thing, but we parents and them was able to get the story that them was set up all over black people communities and all too, right? And even to show again that they never really leave, right? But they still have the connection and all too, right? And again, they never think. So even with that and all too, they just they did, but they just quiet and thing, right? And now that there's somebody mighty now to talk for them, right? In the hands of the politicians and them, right? then now they're able to spread the now they're able more to spread the wings and things. You even see it with sometime I go in Claps and Bay that you know the whole some Hispanics Hispanic sisters and them, right? And not one of these Chinese get locked up for that and all two again, right? So the connections there. And you see what happening here now, they concern, hey, where we gonna attack them, right? But right, they have no power. And again, they did attack we, right? They did attack we Hispanic sisters and brothers. And again, with prostitution and thing, right? And none of them never one day one Chinese never get locked up for that, right? And then know it was the Chinese and them was with that ring lock going against the Hispanics and them, right? And you see what happened here again. So you see it happen here because they know why black people have no power, we could attack them. And this is not just the Chinese and them. This happened and go with East Indians and them do Chile again, right? That again they put so much of drugs in the black communities and also again and destroy the black communities and even from that time now black people can't get off the foot from even all Florida, Spain, all the where they push all these drugs and all. And even when you go to the you forgetting the Syrians and all to the same way and all too again that the rings and them all when they come here was pushing all prostitution and all too. And then before they started already getting into all these big entities that these big businesses that are here. And also with the land in Port of Spain and also the same way. And they come with the money set up and the same thing too. They started to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So again, we have to really come and listen to the scriptures and things and don't take for granted what the Musa is saying, right? When coming to these things and they might say Jude 5 and verse 20 and all two ways, so you gotta listen and thing, right? To put these people above we are not because again every one of these nations these scriptures go show that hey they had danger towards we and thing, right? They wanted to destroy us and thing, right? East Indians again have records in the Bible, the East Indians they want to destroy us, right? The Egyptians, the Caucasians and them, right? The Africans and them, right? Every one of these nations that have records where they want to destroy the nation is the black Hispanics and Native Indians again, right? So again, we have to know what we're doing and things like that. We have to level elections and really come and serve the moon side. But everything going on there, you know, is back to the commandments and things, right? So that's what the men and them talking about in Egypt on that Pharaoh and thing. What happened there? We had to come back to the moon side law, statutes and commandments. We spent so much time, we started to do wickedness. The Mosai didn't take in heed till we cry and all kind of thing till he fed up and you know we had to come back to all that and thing. Moses had to come back and we come back to the Mosai because you know what happened? We spent so much time we pick up all these nasty Egyptian customs and thing, right? Sleeping with man, woman sleeping with woman, mother sleeping with son. We pick up all these nasty customs, eating all different nastiness. We have dietary law and thing, we eating rat. And all the nastiness you could think about and thing, right? When God create these things to do other thing, but as you say, he gave you a dietary law and thing, right? And this will happen here again. So we always coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments when coming to these other nations when they attack us, something, right? We're to read back over verse 21.
Chapter 5, verse 21. But if there be no iniquity, then their nation, let my Lord pass by. These their Lord defended, they pour before them, and we become a reproach before the world.
And now they're saying, boy, hey, you gotta leave them alone, because if we attack them, and then, yeah, we go come and reproach. Now everybody gonna know, hey, the Mosai destroy the Moabites, he destroy the Ammonites and them, because hey, you are serving the Mosai. So everybody, hey, look the people like, hey, the Mosai make them real shame, they're afraid to walk the earth and thing, right? You know, like you now come out, I get sleeping. On somebody just call you. I know you can't just go outside the way you want to go outside, you just want to take a sheet and cover up your kinda like you want to go, but it still you ain't want to go. And then right, like, hey, wait boy, I'm feeling shame to go outside right now. You're thinking it and thing, right? But you see them happening here and thing like if we really keep the Mosai statutes and commandments, that's showing you again what is happening to the other nations and thing, right? They're thinking it already, they don't know already. And they know again, as long as black people come together, it's always going to be a problem. And then right, we don't need elections for we to come together. we have the scriptures, and scriptures will always tell we come together. Who nation not desired, right? Give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come. The book of Zephaniah. Book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
O nation not desired, right? So we're going to gather together, O nation not desired. So nobody likes black people. And even black people don't like black people and all too again, right? So what we do when we fall in these other nations and them and the Messiah warning them. Now we want to come together and support East Indians. We want to come together and support Chinese and them, right? We want to come together and support Caucasians and them, right? And this is what the Messiah is seeing again. These people don't like this. So somehow or the other, they getting used and thing, right? So when everyone was saying, listen to these scriptures, they want to listen to them on the mic and saying, yeah, this is what they're going to do for you, this is what they're going to do for you, and do that for you and thing, right? And you'll come not going to be deceived because again they don't like us and thing, right? And and what happened here, the scriptures saying that they don't like us. They know we seen it, the scriptures saying it, Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Nobody likes black people and thing, right? And this is what they want to use we now to get them gain and thing, right? The black people again, they will leave elections and them alone and thing, right? They have nothing to deal with it. You're going to be just going to profit these other nations and them, right? But more or less when they go and watch Trinidad and Tobago and thing, they go and watch the people really own all these businesses and thing. Between the Chinese and them, the East Indians and the Syrians and them, right? And thing as a nation, we feel if it are 1 or 2 black people have businesses as a nation, we feel as a nation. And thing like that, really and truly, the Most High needs Zion to be under these other nations and we are seeing scripture to be above these other nations. So give me Zephaniah chapter 7, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High.
Right, so thou art a holy people unto the Most High, separate, and then, right, as the Most High say, don't make a distinction, not together. You know, everybody like to say, yeah, God create everybody, yeah, create everybody, but He make a separation unto the nation of Israel. So yeah, I don't make it clear. The holy means separate. These are separate nation to the other nations under the Most High. Most High in nobody's other nations, and He ain't talking to them. He talking to the nation of Israel, and thing, right? And that again, that should be just taken for granted and thing. But again, the Christian leaders and them, when you read these things, they let you know that hey, we are separate nation compared to the other nation under the Most High, right? The Most High again read the order, the Most High talking to we, the Most High again read the commandment, the Most High beating we for we sin and thing, right? They do something wrong, you put your child home, you go beat your child for doing something wrong. The Most High punishing we and thing, right? You get dirty and thing. The Most High making sure we keep clean me up and thing, right? So we being clean, now we dirty correctly. So that means like the laws and thing, right? When we are the laws, we clean. We not keeping the laws, we dirty and thing, right? And the Most High cleaning we up and thing, right? And thing, nobody ain't getting that, nobody ain't had that spirit on them, right? Except in the nation of Israel, right? And thing, right? So again, this is the Most High letting we know we're a separate nation. Go ahead.
The most High thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself.
The Most High had chosen me to be a special people unto Himself, and thing, right? So you know, again, when you have something special, and thing like you might want to wear, you might have outer clothes, and then you might have about 8 garments, but have a garment you like to wear the most, and thing, right? Like, you know, somebody like to tell you that uniform, yeah, you had you always wear anything because you like to wear you like to wear the most, and right? And there's this spirit out that everybody is. This is what the Most High saying. He make the nation of Israel special unto Him, right? This is where He's looking on. This is where He's looking on, right? Looking down to see, hey, what the nation of Israel doing? Hey, they keeping my laws, statutes, and commandments. They're breaking my laws, statutes, and commandments. And then, right, He's looking on to we and the right to Himself. He ain't looking to see what the other nations doing, right? But as long as these other nations and they again interfere with the nation of Israel, this is where now He go be always be intervening and thing, right? As long as we keep in the Most High statutes and commandments, so always these protection. Like always keep making this person that again we not the same level with these other nations, and right? Go ahead.
Can. Above all the people that are on the face of the earth.
And when you go and watch it again, say yeah, it's special to him, so above all the people on the face of the earth and thing, right? So when you go and watch this and thing, right, we really off the day and thing, right? So when you go and watch, we are among all these other nations. And what happened here? We are the bottom. When you go and watch now, all these other nations above we. And elections not going to change. Elections not going to change that. And thing, right? Only the Most High God do able to change that again by we keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Again, all these other nations. So whether who win, it's still going to be still black people going to be to the bottom. And then right, and we have to really come and listen to the scriptures and then right, and come to the place of really teaching you that and to really do what the scriptures say. There's not talking the scriptures, they do what the scriptures and them say. And then right, go keep them holidays on them, not keeping no holidays on them. And then right, making the daughters and them whores. We're not dressing with daughters like what, them all the things in the scriptures and them, right? We had to do a thing like watch up on me to say, yeah, these are really different people, separate people. They do things different and then right. We're not dependent on these other nations and them, right? We're not listening. So again, all these things now able to push down the truth, right? So again, we have to come to the Most High, start with the commandments. So give me Psalm 83 and verse 1, right?
Can. Book of Psalms, 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
So they come together, all these nations, they come together, they make a gathering, right? And then, right, now that again, the conspiring how to deal with black people again, right? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead, the verse 3.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy people.
When they go and see the keeping all these meetings and them again, you not there, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and then you don't know what they're talking about because you're not there again, right? They're taking crafty counsel and things. Whatever they're doing, they're making sure it's going to work. They're taking time to plan these things, what they're going to plan to do black people and things, right? And think wherever you feel they're going to be, you grew up with one, you go say, well, hey, I grew up with a Chinese, not all Chinese, so I grew up with a East Indian, not all East Indians, so, right? But this is the Most High learning one thing. All these other nations and them, they're taking crafty counsel against you, right? And thing, right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, and when you go and watch it day, and then, right, that's what the scripture says. We don't know we are a nation, so now we separated. And then, right, so when you go and watch the Chinese and them, the Chinese know that, hey, Chinese in America, Chinese in China itself, and then there's one people. And then, right, no matter where they go over all the nation, now when you go and watch them other people, and think that would have that $1 billion industries and thing, right? Because why? They're governing the own people and thing, right? When you go and watch the East Indians today and thing, right? They have $1 billion companies and thing, right? When you go and watch them today, they're governing the own people and thing, right? When what happened to we again, we not governing ourselves. We have Chinese governing we have East Indians governing we have Caucasians governing we have Africans governing we have Arabs governing we and thing, right? That thing. So we have no response that we talking and ruling with people when all these other nations are ruling us and they're taking crafty counsel and things. They're doing what they're doing. They're making no mistakes, right? They're making room for mistakes and they're crafty. They're taking the time check by check. Hey, if this go work, so if that go work, something, right? They ain't just saying leaving room for mistake and we go figure out, hey, how we go about that and thing, right? Now they're taking crafty counsel. Go ahead.
Verse 5. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, as served, also is joined with them. They are open the church of blood.
Right, and when you go and watch these nations and them here, these are the nations among us. And thing, right? We have Edom among us in Trinidad here right now, right? We have Moab among us in Trinidad here right now, one thing, right? And thing, right? And also the other nations, we have the East Indians among us in Trinidad here right now, one thing, right? I don't feel it's just like, everybody is one family and thing, right? Because when you go and watch in the jungle and thing, you see the lion could be defending for his people and thing, right? Lions and thing, right? The tiger and thing, right? Same cat. The tiger not going to look to when he make a kill to go and make that kill for the lion. The tiger go into the lion, the tiger and thing, right? The Chinese thing I say same thing again when these people come again. Go feel as they're going to see about black people and things that's going to be going to their people and all too, right? So same thing with the scriptures and all too, right? They'll be going to their people. Yeah, so they'll be going to their people and all too. So again, when we go to these things again, there's no brotherhood with me and these other nations and the right. So right through the scriptures will always show that we always have to be with peace and peace with these other nations again, right? Because they're always ready to devour us, right? So even in the scriptures, every one of these scriptures will always continue to show and saying that we have to be with peace and peace. And again, we have to serve the Most High. You serve the Most High, the word, the same thing will devour us, just as the scriptures and say they'll take craft the counsel. And thing, right? So again, then we leave out elections and thing, right? So give me Judges 3 and 14.
The book of Judges, chapter 3 and verse 14. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years.
Right, so the king of Eglon, he served 18 years, right? So they again the Moabites and thing, right? And when they go and watch back in the communities and thing, right? You see what happened again, right? We grew up with all these Chinese among us and thing, right? So again, this is just not now these Chinese among us and thing, right? Even in the scriptures again, showing that again we are among these Chinese and thing, and we serve them for 18 years and thing, right? So that means even with we and all do, we work for these Chinese and all here and all do working for them itself and all do again, right? Again, and you see the outcome right again, right? All these things, nothing for the black communities, all these other nations and them, right? Come into the communities and when they go and watch the communities and things, communities desolate and thing, right? You want to put on nothing in the communities and thing, right? And just take and they build other places and all and they build other places. Just like you see in Port of Spain, Chinatown and thing, right? You see now they have a whole street of Chinese business and thing, right? And where's the black man business now running to be in Port of Spain that they could say in Port of Spain now again the capital that this whole stretch owned by a black man in Port of Spain. You can see that which street again you can see that you're running down San Fernando. You can see that this whole street owned by black people in San Fernando. And thing, right? You do have that and thing, point 14. Which one they say, black communities, let me go down let me go where them black people live and we see we go get through and thing, right? Well, we can see about these things and them, right? And they the outcome and thing, like we just serving East Indians, we serving the Chinese, we serving the Syrians and them, we serving whites and them, right? And they all come out and all to the same way the scriptures and thing, right? We serving them. Again, we had to come out of this black people and thing, right? Let me turn to the Most High Lord, start in the commandment. But that will really be the only outcome. And again, and that will be the outcome of Christ coming and all to we turning away from the world, right? And again, this is the world and the ages and society. And election is that part of the this world and all too, right? Just as Christmas and all too, we had to turn away from Christmas, we had to turn away from voting. Before we vote for the Most High and thing, right? And the Most High go pick and thing, right? And you've done already again who the Most High comment to pick and thing, right? The nation of Israel. But we. And the Most High doing destruction. Again, black man, black Spanish and Native Indian. So before we vote for the Most High, let me vote for the Most High Lord statutes and commandments. So again, we king will come and rule with us and thing, right? Always want to push what is white Jesus and thing, right? Jesus is not white and thing, right? Again, Jesus is a black man from the tribe of Judah and thing, right? So again, we have to move away from this and we have to move away and thing, right? So again, not being under anybody and obeying the king, right? Christ, right? So give me Malachi chapter 2 and verse 10.
The book of Malachi chapter 2 and verse 10. Have we not all one Father? Hath not one power created us? Why do we deal treacherously?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I think I'm making a mistake. Malachi 2 and 10.
2 and 10. 2 and 10?
Yeah, 2 and 10.
Yeah, come on. That's why. Read it again.
No, Malachi, Micah.
Come on. The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Right, and arise and depart, right? For this is not your rest. And blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, no matter how you see him tomorrow going to be, and then whether Stuart Young going to be prime minister, whether Kamala going to be prime minister, you're still going to be in oppression, and then, right? You're still going to see sore destruction and then coming to you, right? You're still going to be oppressed. You're still going to be depressed. You're still how you're going to get bread and cheese to feed your children. You're saying how you're going to pay the rent, how you're going to pay the installment for your car, and then, right? When these other nations do have to worry about these things, and then, right? You have to buy that there are more ease, and then, right? Even when you see everything that's set up from after slavery and all too, always at ease. White man come, he destroy we. He get the East Indians come, he get them land and pumps, and then, right? What the black man get nothing. And then, right, so when you go on what we as a nation, we always want to be behind, right? And then after now again, knowing that again we are slaves and things, just as the other nations always know that they always want to go around with what black people is. Here comes the Chinese, here come the Syrians and them, right? So when you go on watching how the Syrians come here and then, right? Well, what happened with the Syrians again, they was paying about 75% tax and then, right? And now they're hearing about the Western Hemisphere where black people resided. Now they realize, hey, you know what, boy? I could come here and live and make money. And then, right? Because why we have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to deal with and thing, right? This we go make money and then we go put more burdens on them, we go put more pressure on them, right? And this is why the land here and thing to the same way and thing. Right? So black people always want to be behind, right? But when I watch black people spirit and all too again, even with all that and all too, we still are not promoting prime minister, but when you go and watch after slavery, you still end up the first prime minister being a black man, right? Richard Williams, first president again, Ellis Clark being first president Ellis Clark, right? So even with all these things and all too again, that's showing you the level again, even coming from slavery and things, we still managed to be up there and all too, right? And even with other economic things, you go see again black people right up there. So more or less if we really had the spirit of the Most High, we think with all our oppression, depression and things, black people still almost to reach up. And then right? Not to rule, but always right there. And then right? To reach up right there and thing, right? And again, if we really had that spirit of the Most High and really keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments, you will really see the true power of black people and thing, right? But you don't have that right now, because again, the other nation feel and thing, right? And they know we are speaking of bringing it to black people, hey, or you really have to come and keep the Most High law, statutes, and commandments. Same thing we feel we have to come back and keep it. And I even with Christ and all will be coming to see if we are not, because Christ waiting for me to do that and thing, right? What the percentage, he want to be wide and narrow and thing, right? One third of the pie, all these things that again, hey, we have to come together and all to and keep it and all to. They know about one man, about 10 minutes, about a nation coming together and thing, right? We have to come together and keep the Most High law, statutes, and commandments, right? So when you go and read this, I'm going to Musai learning one, you got to take it right to that. Read over the first one.
Come on. The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Right. And when you go and watch this again, no matter which part we is and thing, we being destroyed other nations and thing. But all these other nations are above we. Jamaica, we are the Chinese above we in Jamaica again. Same family to Stuart Young and thing, right? And what the poverty level in Jamaica, what the crime rate in Jamaica. That's something going like what they say. If Trinidad is 500, Jamaica is 1,000 and thing, right? Double and thing, right? And what's going on there and thing, right? And I sure it's not a Chinese and not Chinese prime minister there and thing, right? But they're showing you again that again, wherever you don't make that feel that putting somebody there that we control in the country and thing, right? That is an illusion and that is an illusion, right? But the thing is just like politics and thing, right? When you go and watch like you watch the NBA and thing, right? You will think that hey, when they put the black men can play play basketball well good, you have Kyrie Irving, you have Steph Curry, you have LeBron James, right? But some of the other they have some other players and thing, right? But not well known and thing, right? So you have some of them Chinese, you have Young Ming and thing, right? You think when you go and watch them, you think that that's why Young Ming just come and play thing when you go and watch Young Ming. He's not no person just say, well, hey, I like how he just play, I like he dribbling and thing, right? But I know by bringing him there, they will get views and thing, right? And now they know that views now will get the NBA plenty money and all to the same way. They go and watch them Africans and them Giannis and them too again. They're taking these other nations. So now when they take somebody from these other nations there and thing, right? So when they go and they take Young Ming, they don't know already. We have all them Asian people watching Young Ming and thing. Not even matter Young Ming good. They know how to put them there to make money. But they don't know already the really stars of the basketball is them black men and them is really LeBron James, we Steph Curry, we Kyrie Irving and them, right? So the same thing happen again. Let me go Africa. Let me go and take one of them. We send them down there and all to the same way. We go and make money off of them. See what happening with Burna Boy and all to the same thing. You take Burna Boy, you put Burna Boy there. Burna Boy and singing the music the same way how them they singing music, he singing the music, we styling. Or we just rap and thing, right? So when you go and watch them African and then some people can't stand them for how they're talking. But here now we have a rapper and thing, multi-millionaire, right? No one thing. And how we do it because of he styling, not he styling, but we styling, and that's how we make any money. So again, just putting black people there and feeling that yeah, that is how come are we. It's just the same thing that they be doing and thing, right? There's strategies again to gain money off our way, right? So same thing with Rowley. We had Rowley there, being our prime minister. We still went through oppression until black people they don't want to see Rowley again. So you know what? Yeah, he out. And then right, you can't put he had that face again and appear them. So now like go and try somebody else and feel now yeah, that's gonna be a difference for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and things right? And not gonna be it's not gonna be the difference. No difference again. Same oppression, same depression coming for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And the Musa telling you in the scriptures, yeah, desolation coming for we. Wherever we is and things rise, depart from there and thing, right? Move away from the likeness of the world and thing, right? So give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43 and verse 45.
Can you get up again, Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43 to 45, right?
43 to 45. Can. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Right, and when you go and watch this now, the stranger that is within us, right? You know again when you go and watch now, who running thing. We come here before them, right? We had the Native Indians before before anybody come here, and thing, right? Who own all the lands and them right now in the country, and thing, right? The East Indians and them, and thing, right? We own nothing, and thing, right? See the Chinese and them come again. So we hear the Chinese and them come. They want to set up a lot of shops all over Trinidad and Tobago, and thing, right? When you go and watch Chinese here, Chinese there, Chinese there, Chinese so, and thing, right? And the same thing happen again. The Syrians come back after again, and it's still going out to be a multi-dollar family, and thing, right? All the Sapgas, the Marios, all of them again, right? They come after, and thing, right? When you go and watch you again, same thing happen again, and we shall be very low, and thing, right? And elections not going to make that difference again, and you know. We just being disobedient to the Mosai, because the Mosai warning we hear right now, and thing, right? When you go and watch the scriptures here, the elections not going to change that, and thing, right? When you go and watch thing here, timeline going to change that for black people, Stuart Young going to change that for black people, Pandey daughter ain't going to change that for black people. It's still going to be at the bottom, and thing, right? That's what the Mosai is going to show. Them go be the head, and we go be the tail. Them calling the shots, not we, and thing, right? The head callers, and thing, right? I think we that's at the bottom. Taking what we get, and then right, we the scrums, we the dogs, taking all these scrums with the article, right? We the one saying yes, master, and then right, our the scrums. That's like when Christ was talking to the woman that come to him for she daughter and thing, right? So she want to heal she daughter, and Christ telling she, yeah, even the scrums trees, and that's what happening to black people. We eating these scrums from these other nations and them, right? All the multi-billion-dollar company, I think right now we do the bottom, all the CEO and thing, all the directors and them, you know, we and thing, right? All the other nations and them, right? And the same thing happening here. We have to listen to the scriptures and thing, right? We have to pay attention, observe them and thing, right? Election ain't going on change nothing for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And even with you go even Sizzler thinking about all these things again, right? Yeah, even artists and all too talking about all these things, and you know, that's how they gain recorded with the scriptures seen, right? So let me just watch this and all too when we come back to see again that you know when coming back to Stuart Young again, that Stuart Young will be dealing with his people and all too, right? So it's how when you go in Jamaica, so we always see again that you know we are prime minister there, but they're not running the country, right? So that's what let's in this let's listen to our song about Carter singing about poor people land, right? And we'll see what happening here again that you know who really running Jamaica, right? So he said we return refugee in our own country, and thing, right? And they take poor people for fool, and these are normal politicians and things. They take black people for fool and thing, right? Always come in community promise that, and the outcome is always to see about with the other nations and them is and thing, right? You want to go and watch the roads, the hospitals, the schools, everything, right? The healthcare, the health centers and them thing, right? They're always better off, and thing, right? The schools are always better off, the roads are always better off, the security of the community is always better off, man. When you go and watch it, the blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, we can't walk the road, we can't walk the road properly, and all too. We go in them other nation, we go in them other communities where you know, the more established. We walk in the road there, police had to pull up and we are not hey, where we going? I think we have come to, and think too, right? And this is always the outcome of black people, right? Go ahead. That's how you guys got the system. You always complain about the system, and thing, right? And the same thing happening here again, right? Yet we coming on voting right through and thing, right? Same thing, 5 years, you think we quarrel with UNC, we quarrel with PNM, we quarrel with UNC, we quarrel with PNM and thing, right? Quarrel with UNC, we quarrel with PNM and the same thing, the system. And we didn't say, well, let me go and try something else. Let me go and try something else. Let me go and try and see what them men and them may be talking about. We'll be talking about an issues. Let me go and listen to the ISP and really see if this will really work. And thing, right? Let me go and hear what they see and think by and let me see the outcome of this. Let me go and try them men and thing. Let me go and listen to what they're really saying by these God choosing people by and thing, right? Let me separate myself from the others. Let me go and start to love black people and thing, right? System, right? Right? The MPs and them don't give a damn, right? We vote them, right? You don't see them again till the next 5 years and thing, right? All that pretty talk and thing, same thing happening again. And thing like the MPs them do give a damn, right? We seen them, we didn't see them for 5 years. They come back again and now see them back in front of your face. They do a little thing for you, and yeah, now it's like the psyche in front, you know, when you wake up in the morning, it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to vote them, but now they fix up my drain. They fix my drain in front, and that time your drain need no fixing. And thing too, right? Somebody I think they know that they try to do again is just like that's a psychology and it. So you know you seeing them in front of your face, I don't see them again. And you know what? Yeah. Let me go and vote them. And then after you say, so much of land, right, and you do own it, right, so when you go and watch your native Indians, these same people here, these same people come here first and then, right, and they don't have all the land in the country. The East Indians have all the land, the Syrians and them have all the land and then, right, and what black people doing now, black people have to fight up from our forefathers and them, or our grandparents and them from Petrotrin. But they work out their ass in Petrotrin, right, just to get a piece of land, and then after now what happened to we added on to we parents and them house and thing, right, and if we not adding on, we had to go on rent and thing, right, and when they go on what the other nation they're having it and thing too, right. The East Indians having it, the Syrians and them having it, Chinese and them they're having it and thing, right. So even though all the land and all too, that's how the Musa is saying Deuteronomy, right. So give me Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 16. I think you want with the field.
28 and 16.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Can the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
And when you go and watch in the city and the field, same thing happening here again. Musa is talking it, and all to the same way again, right? And again, we had to listen to the Musa again, right? All the prophecy and thing. In the field and in the city, we don't own nothing. And thing, right? All the land, East Indians having it. Chinese and them, the Syrians and them, right? All the stores and them. If we had to go right now, any one of the items we let's say tonight, something like this water I drinking, that we don't have the water complete on them, right? The bread we go and eat tonight. So just talking about some of these things just tonight we might have to use. And they go and buy bread and thing, right? Gotta go buy kiss. Again, more or less the Syrians and them, right? The again, something we might have to use the thing. Don't worry, gas station. We might have to go for the gas station. Go and get gas. Who own all the gas stations and them? Now we own all the gas stations. Now we own all the gas stations and them. And think to the same way, right? We wake up in the morning again. Transportation. We have vehicle. We going to buy the vehicles and them. Now we it's not black, Hispanics and Native Indians. We going back to buy the vehicles and them. And after we close and we back and all do the same way again, right? All these things again, the same thing with the Musa is saying, yeah, cursed shall thou be in the stores and in the field, and then we own nothing. And thing, right? All them other businesses and them closed. Some of we own businesses tonight here, black people own businesses. We open till all 11 o'clock. By these other nations and them done closed by 4 o'clock and all kind of thing. We still trying to see what dollar we can get, and while them sleeping, you still up trying to get $1, and while them sleeping comfortable and things like that. So even though the Musa is saying we curse and thing, right? Crucial be anything, punishment until we. And thing, right? And we had to come back and thing, right? Boy, listen to some more. Then after we go and watch somebody we want to buy a house and land, we can't do that. And all through again, right? And other nations could come anyway and buy land. You mightn't be selling here, we mightn't be selling land, and because they had the money and all too, you are able to say, well, yeah, are selling and thing, right? So you have land and thing other people have land, they're not selling, but the money they offering, you can sell it and thing, and that's not happening to black people. Black people instead can't force somebody to even say, boy, here going on. I'm not selling, but yeah, I will think about it. You can instead make a phone call, they say, hey, I will think about it 2 days after and tell you if I selling and thing, right? So we do have no land to even to say, well, hey, we could our land and I'm not selling. You have other thought that somebody could change your mind and thing, right? That they could offer you something that they could change your mind on. So it have no changes that that we have any land, we have any money to change people's mindset. Again, when everyone wants sometimes how people want to set up businesses in different areas and things. We having them changes on them, right? I never we never qualify. All the tribulation is a must in any communities. All the oppression, all the depression on them, always in the black communities and them, right? When you go and watch and things, you go and watch Penal and you watch Penal and Baby, you go up they go Martin and think how much East Indians you see them getting murdered when the week come. And think how much East Indians, how much Syrians and them getting murdered when the month come. The figures and them, the percentage very if it do happen, it's very low. And then when you hear about all the 500 and something people getting with and think 500 is black people, Hispanic. They don't have to worry about that and thing, right? And see the outcome again that they going and change. Every election going and change this year. Not going and change what happening to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So by after telling them Chinese and go back to Jamaica, go back to China, where you come from, how you come here and own so much of land, right? So let's imagine now that these Chinese and them here, you feel in situation when a connection with these Chinese and them in Jamaica here now being the Prime Minister. I think and maybe don't already have you already have maybe connections already and things, right? So again, black Hispanics and Native Indians, no matter it same in the eyes. You really have to obey these scriptures again, right? Because again, being obedient, so this is the outcome of we being in poverty, being oppression, being depression, going mad, going crazy. Because why we not listening to these scriptures? And then about listening to these politicians, listening to these pastors and also again promoting all these wickedness on the earth, and right? Not standing up for black people and even with black leaders and all to it, not hearing them and not seeing them and all to again, right? And again, not they pay attention to the scriptures. So even with Stuart Young, I feel for black people and all too. Elections feel for black people and all too, right? Again, we have to watch the scriptures and all too, right? And again, when we go and watch this now, we have Kamlan in the next slide. So let's go to the scriptures again, right? So Kamlan now, Kamlan beside the session again. So when you go and watch again, this is now again that these people on the next side have no spirit of the most side. And also, right, so when you go and watch this now in the scriptures, you go see this totally wrong under the Mosiah again, right? So give me first Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12.
Book of First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12.
Yeah, First Timothy chapter.
The book of First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
Right, so when you go and watch the scripture, yeah, this is the Mosiah says, suffer not a woman to teach, but nevertheless, we're not talking about that more or less have been like I hear about woman pastor and priest and things. So this is not a job for this is not a job for a woman to do. And also now this year we see in here now to serve the authority over a man, right? And when you go and watch when you go and watch this attitude or something like this, you should never have a woman doing this job. And then this is not a job for this is not a job for a woman. So this is like more or less like your governor or your king and thing, right? And when you go and watch this here, this is not a job for this is not a job for camera. So even you didn't understand the spirit that the Musa you don't know already, hey, this off already and all too. We having a woman thing, being thing, you know, it's a job to women. So even when you're going like a good, you're going in script that you watch a virtuous woman and thing, right? You know, she hold on a certain job with a different criteria. She is doing you know, she making sisters try to get her jobs and other things like but ruling men, and this is what Kamala doing here. She is the shot caller for the UNC. She is the shot caller for the UNC and now she gain orders. She gain orders to men and all to and they both say and when you go on what this now, whether I be East Indian men, whether I be Chinese men, whether I be African men, whether I be black men, I think she not going to be getting new orders for men in that category and things like that. This is not a job for this is not a job for she, but it is a job for she, but not for the we black women and all right. So again, when you see these things, they don't offer already because all these things are the Musa laying we know and think, hey, why don't take part in these other things, these other nations and them doing and things like that. This there, them doing it. But we is not to do this and all to say no. Like you know, we should always like when we children, we young daughters coming up and thing, right? If there's certain jobs that we should like be telling them, hey, go focus on this and thing, right? Because the way you see in the job the world offering is like, hey, go focus on this job and thing, right? So if you don't know already, hey, your daughter come, hey, but they're gonna be an engineer, gonna be a doctor, gonna be a nurse, gonna be a teacher. Or when you hear now your daughter coming and tell you about thing, hey, you want to be a prime minister, no misleading. And then there's no father should be coming, no misleading. And then with the mother being under the guidance of she husband like, hey, that done that person done behind that child. You can't be no prime minister, you can't be no police, you can't be no whether any military whatever military force it is and thing like army, coast guard, thing right. So it's gonna be thing, no priest no pastor and thing, right? There's all these job issues like telling me young daughters and them, hey, you can't do anything. Focus on something else. And thing right when they realize they're going to that we are getting education and thing, right? You focus on other things and thing, right? Do harder spirit and them and thing, right? Because it's not a spirit for a woman to have and thing, right? Because there could be totally something different. And we're going to want this and what do a man and a woman creatures totally different and the spirit totally different than what you again, right? So that ruling spirit, Musa never designed a woman to have that ruling spirit and all over man and woman and thing, right? Like on all these things, I don't take these things for like what the scriptures and all to point out all these things there. That off. Kamala being prime minister, and think that would be something off in the eyes of the Musa, but right in their eyes. And they right, but not the eyes of the Musa. So again, off in the eyes of the Musa, that means it off for the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians. Something right? If it's right in the eyes of the Musa, that means it's right for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Something right? Again, because we are to follow the Musa laws that African commandments. So that law for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that a woman should not have authority over a man. And thing like that job they could do, but not have a big attitude as this, right? Again, we have to follow all these scriptures and all too again, right? So let me go to Esther chapter 1 and verse 10, right? So this was a East Indian woman again, right? And she husband was a king, right? And so again, like you know, how again some woman again the spirit you have and all too again that you know we are what is other nation's spirit and all too again, right? So don't take it for granted when you see the high up so that you know they we take with the scriptures saying, right?
Book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 10. On the seventh day,
When the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman.
Okay, let me go back to let me go to 1.
Esther, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 120 provinces. Verse 2. That in those days, when the king of Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was Shushan, the palace, verse 3, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a peace unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and the princes of the provinces being before him. Verse 4, when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. Verse 5, and when these days were expired, the king made a peace unto all the people that were present in Shushan, the place both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace.
Right, so when you go on what they say now, there's that king again, more we deal with them East Indians and them here, right? How they was ruling and thing, right? So now we showing the multitude, how where you call it and thing, right? Showing all the riches and thing, right? And when you go on what them, no different today. When you see them, how they do the gathering and all too, and how long the gathering is be, and now they can show you like sometimes how they can line, how they when you go and watch them, they always like, we have power. When you go and watch we like. It's like, right, it's have a thing like you're drinking and thing, right? But you're seeing how bold they'll be drinking at the side of the road and thing, they'll park up at the side of the road and thing, right? Because again, the power they have and thing, right? They know, and they have connections and thing, right? And more or less, we go kind of drinking safety and thing, right? We more or less like drink by bars and thing, right? Or when you go and watch them, always more at the side of the road drinking and thing. I know, the penalty for drinking is a heavy fine and thing, right? You can lose your license. You can lose your license from drinking alcohol and all too, right? And when you go and watch that whole aspect of that and all too, something like, hey, you gotta be real careful about doing that. And thing too, right? But when you go and watch now, you see like, hey, them drinking and you go see them at the side of the road, you go see them at the side of the road drinking and thing, and just jump back in the vehicle normal. And police might be passing right at the side of the road there, and like, now we ain't frightened about that and thing, because either two things. Hey, I have the money or we have the connection, I can let that down. I can let that pass and thing, right? I see now again how this man now again, he raining and thing, right? Now he call for all the people, all the big heads and them, right, to come and make a gathering. So when you watch the day, let me say like you see a prominent one will be somebody like you say bag one sing and thing, right? And then after now she now go make a gathering, and now she go call all the other big people and them around she and thing. Let me go and keep a line and thing, right? Making a gathering, she might call in Demas, she might call in Gosal and then right and concrete companies, all these thing, right, well known and thing, right, companies and them, she calling Junior Sammy and thing, right, she calling them, they're making a gathering and thing, right? And she what thing whatever know, right? So go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 6. Where were white, green, and gold Slovakia? Where were white, green, and blue hangings fastened with cords of fine linen and purple to silver rings and pillars of marbles. The beds were of gold and silver upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble.
Right. And when you go on what this now, show the showing what they have and thing, right? So more or less now, sometimes you import a Spain now and thing, right? And when you import a Spain now, while you driving your Nissan Note or your B15, you see a Porsche pass, you see a Range Rover pass, something, right? You see a Mercedes Benz pass, you see a BMW pass, right? You see a Hummer pass and thing, right? And what happened here? This is them and thing, right? So more tips now, and now they know they're making a gathering now. Hey, and when you go and think now, you see that, it's like where they keep in a garden and all these big vehicles and coming in, and when they watch who coming out of these vehicles and them, it's them. And they right, and I know they make a whole garden with other people and thing, you know, and they showing off and thing, right? They come to show off the wealth and thing, right? They bring in all the nothing soft. They're drinking and all too and everything. So they come with the big vehicles and thing, right? They have it in it. They don't have the big house with the keeping in line and all too and thing, right? The while you have a little loan, from your house and thing, right? And then them space is like that room for about 8 house or 10 house that go on build on it. So the parking space and all too, all this like, you know, they're showing you what they have and thing, right? And you're making a garden. I'm going to call all my kings, all my princes, all my established people and them too, right? And you calling them, hey, come on have a time with me, right? Go ahead.
Can. The book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 7. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. Verse 8. And the king, Slakia, and the drinking was according to the law. None did compel, for so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Verse 9. And Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to the king Ahasuerus.
Right. So now this is the king wife here now, right? So besides he know making a gathering, so now he make a gathering now to for all the big heads to come with their wife and to bring the wife and everything. Right? So all the heads and them to come with the wife, and now she make her own gathering and she self and all too with these women and them, right? Say no, hey, the woman and them separate from the husband, and so all the big boys and them they separate from the husband. Right now, the only wife separate from her husband. Now she making a gathering with all the other wives and them, right? You know, and now she know, you know, that we're not talk and thing, right? All this wife doing and thing, now having a talk and thing, right? Go ahead.
Can. The book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 9. And also Vashti the queen made a royal feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. Verse 10. And on the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Betza, Habona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zeta, and Carcas, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Right. So again, we go and watch the king. You know, his wife. His wife. He bring any wife to show his wife off to all the people he invited things. So all who didn't know she, whether they didn't know she or didn't know she, now he called for them. He called for she to show she off to all the people, all the people in the gathering, right? Go ahead.
Can. Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
Right, and this we were talking about earlier on that again, and we have to be very careful about this now again when we watch putting women to rule, right? And this is what the most I saying again that a woman should have no authority, right? And even with this and all too, she not ruling, right? But she king, she had called for she, right? And she refused to come and all too. And this is now we have to be very careful and seeing how the spirit of these other nations and the women and them have how disrespectful they could be. And we see it already many times with Kamala again, you know how she disrespect a lot of Rowan many times call him Oreo. She call her next minister and say, hey, I know who I is, and then you don't know who he is, and they know how they belittle black people and all too, and there's this spirit and all too. So don't take for granted again that look how she dealing with she dealing with she king here and right, and this is she king, right? This is she lineage. much less for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, that which is not she lineage and thing, right? And this is somebody ruling she. And this is the spirit you do want to have, that disrespectful spirit and thing, right? But this is them, and this is not the spirit again the Mosaic want to have for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian women and thing, right? That again you have to listen to your husband. So that's all we are reading in the thing that hey, you shouldn't have the authority over that woman should have authority over a man. But now you're seeing again that hey, even that with the man she under now she is disrespecting she things. So don't feel that come that thing you're going to listen to what you see and thinking. But this is Kamla here. This is she here. But here, and thing like this is she. Is Indian woman here right now. It's Vashti here. Is Indian woman and she's not listening to she's not listening to she king and thing right. And the king had to go even further to do what you have to do and thing right.
Right.
To make sure that hey other people in here, but then now you have to when you go on the scripture, you have to penalize she for that and get get somebody else being a queen and thing like that. Now you then would have to know that hey other women could disrespect the husband and thing like that. And you see it already that Kamla disrespect Rowley and all that. That's how we see again black people not supposed to be taking part in politics. We're seeing again that this is spirits that them they have. They do have all this is by like the door if like if a woman she husband do something wrong and thing right and she do something wrong and thing right and in front of people and thing right they go say hey she go wait till this woman more or less this is pretty the most I go after a black woman hey she husband might do something wrong and thing right and he has some partners there and thing right and when the partners go she might come to him and tell hey I think you do something wrong there and she go make him look that small in front of the friends and thing right. But more or less when I watch this now, this is for them have now that hey, don't matter who in front of them, they more or less deal with emotions and thing right. So when you go and watch like thing, these are the other nations and when they deal with emotions, they don't care what they say, they don't care who they hurt and thing right. As long as them doing the talking, yeah, we don't care what we say to you. We don't care how you feel and thing right. And this is the outcome they always do. To do with black Hispanics and Native Indians. Say same difference that again that they could disrespect them people so high, much less for you and thing like that. And again, you see it many times again with she and all too again. So don't feel like so much years pass that everything that's eased down and thing like that spirit right there. That's playing nice because knowing that Rowley's a black man and it's a black people in this country, she could just watch him too and disrespect him. And black people really doesn't have time to do all these things. But what black people focus on is just eating and just surviving when the day comes. But when them have time, the time is to do evil and thing, right? When you go and watch the same thing, we do have time we doesn't have time to be racist and thing like that. Being racist is having power to do what you want and say what you want. But not like how we did who thinking racist is just about the carnal thing, telling somebody, hey, yeah, is a racist something. That's that word wise. Nah, that way bigger than being a racist is really having the power to do and to say things and things like that, knowing that hey, you're not gonna get offended, you're not gonna have nobody gonna apprehend you for that and thing, right? I could say what I want, I could do what I want, right? When you go and watch somebody's when you go and watch them, you see a lot of times already that even with two doctors here, right? So we had Dr. Gabriel and thing, right? She went somewhere this long, and she ended up some were talk about is that hey, you wasn't you're not supposed to be here and she cussed them out and thing, right? And not knowing that right, no problem. She carry on and thing, right? They could have said, well, right, let me suspend you for a month and thing, right? For that and thing, let me penalize she and thing for a month and thing, right? The take which she license, right? What come now, this East Indian doctor, he turn around and say, let me do hire no black nurses and thing, right? He should have the same thing should have happened to he take away there's something like big now. You talking about somebody now black women trying out to put bread, they're going to school the same way. They know they have a family and things like that. And this is now like when you go and watch when you go and watch a newspaper, I don't know if it might be 7,000, 8,000, they're seeing like that, right? And now they go focus on, hey, like for me and my husband to pay the installment for a house, for a car, for you trying to go to school and things like that. And then you turn around and say, hey, do hire black nurses and things, right? And it's now telling them now that is food for black people, black nurses to deal with the family. And this man, not one day, this man lose his work and things like that. And this is regarding this, what is be happening here when you're thinking that, they like us and things, right? So you have to do just like Muhammad Ali say and things, right? I know waiting to see a nice white man and thing, right? We now waiting to see a nice one. You treating them all the same and thing, right? And this is how we have to treat these other nations and them just with that same spirit like Muhammad Ali, where he said and all to again, right? And more or less just as the Musa is saying again, because when you go in the scripture, Musa let we know these other nations is the enemies. And we now coming together want to put these other people above you and think we just being stupid and all too. Because right? We ain't listening to the Musa, we not listening to the scriptures and thing, right? We're going to watch these things on them. Yeah, it totally off. It totally off. And thing, right? Same thing when you go and watch the scripture, we should pay attention. We should know these we should know these things again, right? But now we still on the church and we just let me pastor talk right through. You're not seeing a pastor, nothing. No questions. And thing, right? He just talking and for years you ain't learning nothing. And thing, right? But why? Same thing again. Your pastor just like these other nations and them, all about gain. They don't care about you. And thing, right? And same thing happening here. So we have to watch all these things when coming to women and all too. And next thing we go show you the scriptures about again when I watch this thing here, that camera should never be in this portfolio right now and thing, right? Again, and this is why we go learn we women and them. Hey, don't take up these jobs and them. Take it out of your head from a young age and thing, right? So let me go to Second Chronicles. Let me go to Second Chronicles chapter 9 verse 1. So there's Second Chronicles chapter 9 and verse 1. So there's this is Queen Sheba, right? This is something. The time I hear that thing is that talk going around that Queen Sheba went and sleep with King Solomon and thing, right? And that is a lie because scripture have nothing about Queen Sheba went and sleep with King Solomon and thing, right? But nevertheless, this is what happened. This is what happening here again, right? That again, this is a woman was ruling, right? And they go see now the spirit again. So again, when we watch these things again, to whoever come to we, black people, don't cry. And then right, because this is what you're going to do right here, right now, right? Go ahead. Second Chronicles chapter 9 and verse 1.
Book of Second Chronicles chapter 9 and verse 1. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, she came to prove Solomon with hard questions at Jerusalem with a very great company and camels that bear spices and gold in abundance and precious stones. When she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. Verse 2.
All right, so hold on. So I go and watch this now. So there's Queen Sheba and thing, right? So now again, now she now ruling she country here and thing like that. Now she come to King Solomon to ask King Solomon questions, and again now what will she have and thing like that. And this now what has happened to some of your black people now. So now she go on to King Solomon. I know let's say King Solomon was the wisest man alive and thing, right? Nobody was more wise than King Solomon, right? And now what will happen here now? She go on to King Solomon and thing, right? So now the minute don't hear that again, that meaning like something she can do. She not the answers, she not the answers for, because if she had the answers, she would not be going to King Solomon, right? And this is not and this is the next thing again, right? This is not of this woman is not of the nation of Israel, right? So King Solomon is an Israelite, right? And all right. The next thing people don't know, and this woman is not of the nation of Israel, right? And she come to King Solomon and thing, right? To ask him questions, right? Which she couldn't she didn't know for herself, right? Go ahead.
The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 9 and verse 2. And Solomon told her all the questions, and there was nothing hid from Solomon which he told her not. Verse 3. And when the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon, and the house that he had built, verse 4, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and the apparel, his cupbearers also, and the apparel, and his accent by which he went up into the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. Verse 5. And she said to the king, it was a true report which I heard in my own land of thy acts and of thy wisdom.
Right. Right. So when you go and watch this now today, this was Queen Sheba. She come to King Solomon. She was in trouble. She had the answer, so she continued now. And now she am King Solomon now, and she went to King Solomon to see now how she going on to want to know how it is now you doing so how you ruling your place and how you're ruling so good, right? And how everything running so smooth with you and all too again, right? And this will be the outcome of this and all too. That again, Kamala again is going to make bad decisions and all too. But what happened here with Queen Sheba? She make bad decisions, and now she coming to King Solomon to get answers and thing, right? So again, when you go and watch this again, this was a woman ruling she country, and now she had to go to a king to get answers how to rule she country and thing, right? And the same thing will be thing again that you feel that again Kamala this outright going on rule Trinidad and Tobago and everything going to be smooth again, right? Because seeing here again that this spirit is not for a woman. And also again, right? So she being a queen, a ruler, she had to go to somebody else to find out how to rule the country. And also again, right? And the same thing happened again with these women again. Same thing the scripture says these jobs are not for women. And also again, right? That jobs for women and thing, but this is not one. Ruling a country is not for a woman. That's why the Moses say not to observe the authority over a man. Same thing when you go and watch it again, these are job letters like you see in today. When coming to that, Kamna have no being up there. But Hassan Barrett and them, they'll be there with the Munilal or something else. So again, when we go and do something after, she is not of we race. So we again we put in somebody above her again, and that again all these things is not approved by the Musai and thing, right? And all these things is records just to show again that you know what, they will take watch and observe these times and seasons when it come about and thing, right? And we'll take for granted these scriptures and all too. So all that niceness and things she go able to all that niceness she go able to do, tell you this, tell you that and all kind of thing. And then after when you reach bad decisions and thing, right? Not dealing right in spirit again towards you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Again, and you see now what happened here? This woman again ruling, and she had to go to a king to find out to get answers how to rule she country and thing like that. Because why? This is not a job for a woman. She don't have the spirit to rule. Again, I should always pay attention to all this and all to again, right? And nevertheless, let's go be the last verse we're going to, right? So give me Esther chapter 3. That's the one. Is that verse 3 and verse 1?
The book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 1. After these things, did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advance him and set his seat above all princes that were with him. Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Verse 3. Then the king's servant, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand.
Right. I remember when we go back to this now, so again, this is Esther, right? And this is more or less again, this was the East Indians again, right? And I know they he passed that order, right? And Mordecai now being a black man, right? Being a Jew, he did not bow down to Haman, right? And give that order. And now, Haman again push a lot of hatred. And this is now we have to remember the same thing now. Remember the last 5 elections, last 5 years, again when PNM won the elections, right? Knowing that people thinking that, PNM is black people and things like that. That is the kind on the side, again, that we not ruling, but this is what the people already pushing to black people, more or less pushing for that party to win, right? And thinking having a black man, they're thinking that them is really the person really running the country. That is a lie. Again, you all know the people really behind PNM, right? Right? And when you go and watch this and you hear what happened that PNM win, right? And that just show the spirit that when they win, you hear that all the nastiness they started call black people and thing, right? All the no good things they started say about black people and all too. And this is the spirit again, is that just to show again that if things don't go the way, what is be the outcome of this and all too. So the same thing they want to use here, the communities, they tell you they're going to do this, they're going to do that for you and thing, right? And they're going to be with them and thing, right? And they pumping with them and it didn't go the way and thing, right? So this man did not bow down to him and thing, right? And this is now this man went on to make a decree and thing towards black people. And now you see the same thing thing when you go and watch that these East Indians and them decided to tell black people all sorts of things and thing, right? And thing, right? It's like and even some of them like reach boycotting the business. So that's to make it look like they really care about thing, but the business still running today and all too, right? And you see the outcome of this thing that no matter if it looking thing, they're done ready to belittle black people. And this what happened here again, that Haman was belittling Mordecai, right? Go ahead.
Khan, why transgress thou the king's commandment? Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Right, and you think about it with black, you think about it and think this is what the world hate to see a black man, the world hate to see a black man doing good. When you're doing bad, they have no problem with this and thing, right? And Haman now again, he tell Mordecai to do something, and Mordecai in bowing down to what Haman say and thing, right? And yeah, he get roasted for that and thing, right? And because Mordecai being a righteous man serving the Mosai and thing, this is what the thing is, yeah. He wrote at him coming Haman and thing, and yeah, despising black people, want to wipe out black people on the face of the earth and thing, right? Because why? Mordecai being righteous and being righteous, right? Go ahead.
Khan, verse 6. And when he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
right? And when you go and watch here again, this is what happened. I think so. The rota this man not doing what Haman said. He wanted to kill all the Jews and them, right? And thing like this East Indian wanted to kill all the Jews at the nation of Israel and thing, right? And knowing that he's a black man and thing, and do ever think that when we think you say that yeah, not all of them so and thing, but this is spiritual should always have and thing when you see in this here in the book of Esther that again they want to wipe you out and thing, right? And again, don't take it for granted and thing like that. We had to follow the scriptures and how to have that spirit that these other nations we enemies. No matter all that smooth talk. 'Cause if Mordecai did do if Mordecai did do Haman said, then had no problem. This would have never come out the mouth and thing, right? So this is again, but nah, being righteous, not following them. I think you can always have a problem. You can always have a problem with you black man, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and them, right? Not taking part in what they're doing, they're always going to have a problem with you again, right? And that's why you have to come and stay true with people again, go always have your back, which is the ISPK. Come and join your brothers, keeping the Mosai Statute Commandment, feast days, feast of tabernacles, not eating pork, crabs, and lobster, and thing, right? Not marrying other nations and them, right? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's to show again that, hey, these are the same people today. You want to go on and vote on the both sides, whether it be Stuart Young, whether it be in Jamaica, whether it be in the States. You see what happened in the United States, and they go and vote somebody who don't have 13 convictions already in the States, which that could have never happened, and yet he did. I see what happened then. There's still oppression and depression for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, something, right? So the same thing no matter where we go. And also Trinidad, Jamaica, we have to leave voting alone and let we start to vote for the Mosai. And then let we vote for the Mosai law, statutes, commandments, and let we send the king to rule it, and we rule with him, right? Which is Christ, right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to priest and Officer Mike.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant Charlie Hanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and it's pronounced Ma'ishra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The next upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of First Fruits, right? Which starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread. Count 50 days, right? We can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 to 22. Remind Akim and Atwakim to check on social media such as iscpk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISCPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which include black boots, like shirt, like headband or scarf. And with that, we say Imadio. We're going to turn and face the east, and we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Kwadash, Aya, Shamka,
Yahweh, Malawatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemaya, Nathan Nawa, Lakam, Kal, Yuwam, Wasalak Nawa, Kawawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawat Nawa, Wala'a, Tabia Nawa, Walasaya One, Abal, our Shine Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Wa'iwalamim, Aman.
We just said, our
Father, God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. It is as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. Amadam Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Bakata, Yedad Mata. Sir, let's give the sisters online a one courtesy salute. Amadam Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat Atan Ba'asham Yahushai, Yedad Mata. Class dismissed.